All right, so I'm going to show you my favorite products that I have to help combat getting sick. Light, okay? So sunlight was God's way of taking care of us, keeping us healthy, right? So, you know, probably just 100, 200 years ago, we were outside, people were outside all the time. Spending hours outside in the light, so you're making your vitamin D, light, the light spectrum, you know, all the different wavelengths of the light, all the different colors. Different colors have different healing benefits, right? So we have, you know, some antimicrobial, some anti-inflammatory. Red light in particular, it's the lowest frequency on the spectrum. Red light, then you have infrared, near infrared and infrared light, which are off the visible spectrum, so you can't really see it. You see the red light, but you can't see the infrared and red. But those spectrum, those wavelengths are very, very beneficial for our body for so many ways. I made a list the other day, and there's probably like 35 ways when I was kind of researching of what it does. So as a society, we are not outside anymore. You know, that's the one thing, you know, if we can just get outside for a couple hours a day, get your kids out and play. I cannot get my 11-year-old outside to play. I am very embarrassed to admit, but there are no children on the street. He is not on the technology, he has very limited screen time, but there's just nothing he wants to do outside. Like I said, go outside and explore the woods a little bit. And he doesn't want to do that because everything's by himself. Everybody else is inside, you know, and then he has this shyness thing about going over to somebody's house. So people are not playing outside. So getting your kid outside would be wonderful, but as a society, we are indoors. Our houses are too big. My house has a garage. My car is in the garage. I go in the car, I drive to the store, I'm outside for about 10 seconds when I'm walking into the store. I do my thing under horrible fluorescent lighting. I go back into the car, I drive home in the garage, and then I'm right. So we have to make a concerted effort of getting outside. We have to say, okay, I'm going to go take walks, I'm going to go ride bikes, whatever, because we're not naturally outside. So my favorite replacement for being able to be outside all the time, and there's some climates, like in the Northwest, it's not even sunny half the time, right? So red light therapy. So this is the one that I like. The one that you see is 120 of these bulbs. That's the one that's on the screen. This one has 28 bulbs, so you can see the difference. The one on the screen can fit on the back of a door. I like this one because it's handheld. It has it comes with a stand. I don't have it right here handy, but it comes with a stand. You can set it on your desk. You can be working and using it. I use it with, this is perfect because it works for children. It's just their nice size of their torso. So I put, you turn it on. It actually has a USB interface, but I haven't tried to plug it in with the USB. I just use the regular cord. You just, when it's plugged in, you turn it on. It has, in 10 minutes, it turns off. So I do 10 minutes on each side, front and back. But I do it under the clothes, or when my son is half awake before he wakes up, I'll do 10 minutes and I'll do it under his pajamas, just laying right on him. If you have a larger panel that, you know, you can just sit in front of it. There's different sizes. You can just sit in front of it, sit about 6 to 12 inches away. And the big thing is you want to do no more than 20 minutes a day. If you have a really, really, really giant panel, about 10 minutes a day total, because the research finds not that the red light is damaging, but after, depends on the total output in wattage that you're getting as a whole body. This one is smaller, so you have less output. But they find after a certain amount, it's increasingly beneficial, and then all of a sudden it goes down and it is just not beneficial. It's not harmful, it's just no longer having the benefits that it had. So you're kind of negating, it's not, it's less, it's a very much less is more type of thing. So red light therapy, where my favorite, it's a mixture of red and near infrared lights. So half of them will look like they're not on, but they're really on because it's the wavelength, it's the non-visible wavelength. This panel, they're on together. The larger panels, anything larger than this, you can turn only red or only infrared, and then if you have only infrared, you can kind of see a faint glow, so you can tell. This one, it's hard, you can't see that so much. So all the other panels you can choose, but both infrared and near infrared are beneficial. So I wanted to, I put on the screen some of the, it's kind of the techie geeky things, but I wanted you to understand inside the body technically what is happening from red light therapy on the immune system. How is it regulating the immune system? So first of all, it releases pro-inflammatory cytokines from the cell. So when our immune system is activated, it's supposed to go into inflammation mode. So if our system is suppressed and it's never in this mode, then it's not activating those inflammatory cytokines. Also, lymphocytes, which is a white blood cell that is one of the body's main types of immune cell, becomes activated and it grows more rapidly. It also enhances the ability of macrophages, which are large white blood cells, to act as phagocytes, which are cells that engulf and absorb bacteria and other particles. It also stimulates platelet growth in the bone marrow. Inside the bone is where the blood cells are created, and that's where the platelets are created. Okay. It also selectively modulates cell function in the infected cells while not affecting health in the uninfected cells. So the good thing about light is it kills the bad and it protects the good, right? It does good things to the good and bad things to the bad cells. So it's very it's discerning. Okay, it reverses the shrinkage of the thymus. The thymus is a gland right underneath this chest, and the role of the thymus, that's where our T cells or our immune cells grow or are created. And over time, the reason that we can get more sick as we age is because the thymus starts to shrink. So putting this 10 minutes a day over your thymus can help reverse that shrinkage.